Hello and welcome to Last Week in Ecom. I'm Brandon,
Gary.
and we're here bringing you another episode full of strategy, news, marketing, advertising, all the above. So, kicking off, Feastables, chocolate brand owned by Mr. Beast, sold online, sold in retail. Super cool, fun brand. And they did something recently on the SMS text message marketing side that we thought was really interesting, so we wanted to cover it. So they did a game through text the other day where they were playing rock, paper, scissors with everyone. So basically, Mr. Beast was playing rock, paper, scissors versus people through the text. It got massive engagement. Of course, everyone was having fun. And what they didn't do is say, like, hey, go buy our chocolate bars now. They were just focusing on building the relationship with their customers. And obviously, not every brand can be as playful as that. But the reason why we wanted to bring it up is because, as much as possible, brands should lean into, their ethos, the culture of their brand, the uniqueness of their brand, and try to look for ways where they can build their relationships with their customers in unique ways like that. Whether your brand is focused on food or apparel or whatever, if you're leaning into fitness, well, just have conversations with your customers about fitness. Don't always say, hey, we have a new sale, So anyway, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think it's good with SMS especially to be super strategic and either only send your best offers or, like you just mentioned, focus on stuff that's maybe a little less salesy and more engaging, if that's even a word, but stuff that's more set to be kind of like you're a friend in their text messages and work on building community and engagement that way. And so I liked what you mentioned, and I think, it's not possible for every brand to be like Feastables, but figure out what the 1, 2, or 3 things are that you could be pushing that are less salesy and more just about engagement and keeping your SMS list engaged in that sense. Transitioning to some more tips on the email SMS side as it applies to Black Friday, Cyber Monday. A few things to focus on. One, start now. Start early with testing out offers. Start early with getting opt-ins. So that's a big one, especially now through the beginning of October. Send out an SMS or send out an email that says, hey, click here to opt in early to our VIP list of offers, which is another tip that it's important to create a list of VIP users. You could call them VIPs. You could call them the boardroom. There's any number of fun names that you could give people who are opting in early or who purchase often or make big purchases in your e-commerce store that is going to make them feel important, make them feel like their offer is exclusive, and give you a gauge early on of how many people are already on that list, so then you can capitalize on it later. Another segmentation would be people who purchased last Black Friday and Cyber Monday, so get them to opt in early and remind them of what they purchased last time and how they could benefit again from it. And then lastly, would just say, don't be afraid to do a lot of email and text messaging, even multiple emails building up to Black Friday, Cyber Monday, multiple emails on Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and even SMS. This is the time to push it, and don't be afraid of annoying your customers. So any thoughts on starting early, doing the VIP list, or on the, sending a lot of messages?
Yeah, I mean, this is for a lot of brands what they've been working towards all year, what you've been working towards all year. So don't hesitate to do that. This is your time to harvest all the seeds you've been planting. So the more you push, especially in September and October, like you were saying, the better your November and December is going to be. Okay, next one is Prime, the drink company owned by Logan Paul, who we mentioned before. But they've been doing something interesting in retail that we think brands should take note of. That isn't that big of a lift, and you could do it in an e-commerce way as well. So for different flavors for Prime, they'll have different packaging, and certain flavors they'll have very just super rare packaging, maybe in 1% or on or 1% of a particular flavor will have a certain type of sort of just more like collectible packaging. And why this is unique is because it drives more foot traffic to retail locations and obviously drives up demand and purchasing. And it just makes people more excited about your brand. And especially if you have a brand that is fun when it comes to, you know, the outside of how it looks, then you can mix this in and it can be super effective. Other brands have done this before in other ways, but I think treating your brand, sort of elevating it in a way where your customers will want to actually save the trash basically of your product is pretty cool and something that I think, you know, more brands should consider implementing. So just a random thought that we saw that we thought was really smart.
Cool. Some other ad trends or ad news that we've seen. So one, Pinterest launched an ad library, which it's really cool. It has a lot of different breakdowns, so you can really get granular with what creative people are running, what keywords they're targeting, and a number of other things. And I still think that ad libraries are a super underutilized tool by brands because you can, Meta has an ad library, TikTok has an ad library, Google, Pinterest now, and you should be looking at what your competitors are running. You should be looking at what brands you like are running so that you can get an idea and a taste for what trends are working. And, you know, if someone's putting ad dollars behind it, usually it's because it's either a test or it's something that's killing it. So it'll give you ideas for what to test, and it will also give you ideas for what can kill it for your brand.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, there's the Pinterest, TikTok, Meta, and Google. They're all super useful. At Wallaroo for our ads clients, we're using all of them every day, saving ads from our competitors, our clients as competitors, into Foreplay is the tool that we love. And I think you should literally be looking at these ad libraries every single day if you want to stay on top of it.
Cool. And so one ad trend that we've seen working in competitor accounts, but we think Fabletics did it really well recently, is to run what looks like a press release or a news article. So it'll generally be a static image of the product, or, you know, generally a lifestyle image of somebody wearing the product or using the product, and then a big headline right along the bottom that points out what, you know, you could even make up a headline. It doesn't necessarily have to be a press release. And then there's usually a little circle that has another static image in it of the product or somebody using the product. And we'll share an example on the video of what that looks like so you can get a feel for it. But it's something that's more disruptive if somebody's scrolling, and people are always interested in the news, interested in clickbait. And so I think it catches people's eyes and they want to read, okay, what is this about Fabletics or about Rogue or about VPN, whatever the brand is. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, it's a super cool format that I think everyone should be testing. Yeah, another format that we've been seeing that's been working well lately is a bunch of static images in a row, but compiled into like an animated GIF or a video, just so you can show off the variations of a product, whether it's colors or angles or types or whatever. So that's a good way to show off a bunch of versions of the same product basically in a quick amount of time. So that's one that we've been liking.
Cool. And then the last one we wanted to mention that has been going on for a few weeks or maybe even months now is putting Post-it notes in ads, and on the Post-it notes writing specific features or benefits or the why of a product. And I think that it stands out because people see the Post-it note, they see writing on it, and they want to see what it says. It kind of triggers your curiosity, and it's an effective way to also stand out in the feed and communicate your benefits in a quick and effective way.
Awesome. Well, yeah, that's all for today. I'm a little bit sick, so sorry if you can tell, but we'll be back next week. Thank you.